the things we wanted to do at Morbid Anatomy was show the kind of things that other museums can't or won't. So things that either fall between the disciplinary cracks or things that aren't seen as appropriate or things that people don't quite know what to do with.
This is different than a regular history museum because it kind of has its own niche. It's bringing life to a certain corner of it all.
The House of Wax exhibit was completely amazing. It really defined where we came from in the medical industry to where we are now.
When I was looking at the exhibit, I felt a sense of attraction and fascination because of how things were modeled and the beauty of the pieces themselves.
So wax models of full-scale anatomical women, like you see in the center of the room, the anatomical Venuses, the moulages, which show the diseases of the face. So to me, it's very, very close to my heart. And in America, you don't see things like this.
And also the care that was put into the models and the specificity too. So to have an anatomical model that also has a face and a wig and a hairstyle, so you get the sense of the particular and the general together was really interesting.
For me, there's a sense of excitement, there's a sense of knowledge that's gained from knowing what the inside of the body looks like, and also there's the historical aspect of it, understanding that these pieces were critical in medical history.
To understand our history, our medical history so much better, that don't come in looking at it as a horror show, come in and look at it on an educational level.
The relationship between grotesque and beauty is hard to talk about, but easy to recognize when you look at something. This idea that those two things are separate categories that can't be reconciled. But when you see these objects, they're both, and there's something about that flickering back and forth where your mind is trying to understand how it can be both. And I think the other thing that the other major flickering that happens with this exhibition is education and entertainment.
Morbidity and death and the depletion of the human body. So there is definitely that sense of enjoying it aesthetically, but being repulsed at the same time. But I think that's a delicate and very interesting balance that also makes us think about the fallibility of our bodies and that we're not, that we're also going to die someday and could be subjected to many of the things that are shown in the exhibit. Hopefully not, though.
For me, the idea of morbid anatomy was kind of trying to reclaim the word morbid.
I think morbid is something you don't want to deal with.
My definition of morbid is something that's related to death, but also brings to mind, when you're looking at it, your own mortality. And there's also a sense of fascination about it and simultaneous repulsion and attraction, which I think was exemplified in the House of Wax exhibit.
I would just like people to walk out and think that the attitudes that we hold about death come from a historical time and a place, and they're not inevitable. And maybe the ones that we hold are not the healthiest or the best.